relationships are something that are built over many years and demonstrating to people that you're someone that can be counted on. Having the right reputation, good reputation, being a person of your word, having integrity, having honor, always standing up for the right thing, doing the right thing, and making sure that people know that you're accountable for all of your actions. Those are the ingredients that you need in order to be able to develop the reputation, which in turn causes people to want to be with you, causes people to want to associate with you. Today you can take, and you've heard this I'm sure many times, you can take a bad business deal, but do it with good people, and it will turn into a good deal. You can take an amazingly wonderful business deal and do it with bad people, and it's going to be a bad deal. It's all about relationship. The team that we have working with us, it's not just a team of my partners and lawyers that have, many, many years working with me in the firm, where we've established a very familial environment where we all know how the other one thinks. But the team is much more broad than that. It's a team of community. When I have a situation where a client comes to me that has a problem with another member of the community that is represented by another lawyer, there's a very, very small chance I'm not going to know who the lawyer is. In fact, there's a small chance that I'm not going to know who the other party is. And because of that, I pick up the phone. It's like a red hot line to many, many different sources. And I say, guys, let's try to work this out. I always, as part of my modus operandi, I always call the opposing lawyer to see if we can work out a resolution before everybody, jumps into foxholes and starts getting into a big battle. I think that is the most important thing. And the reason is the client is not coming to you typically in order to launch into a major lawsuit. The client's coming to you with a problem, and you as a counselor at law and as an advisor need to try to resolve the matter as quickly as possible, as efficiently as possible, and as cheap as possible. It's not about beating your chest and trying to say I'm the biggest lawyer in town and I can do all that. That makes you a little lawyer. The big lawyer doesn't have to beat their chest, they simply do their job. So we always try to resolve the issue first. And the chances of us resolving a complex issue first without having to ever fire a shot is very, very high because of that team. The team that comprises the community in which we practice in, and the team that comprises the community in which we live in. And that has worked wonders for my firm, more wonders for our clients, and together, that working together, not only among ourselves, not initially, it doesn't start with us versus them. Yes, of course, we do everything we can to zealously represent our client, but understanding that the other side also believes they're right. So you have to look and think, why do they believe they're right? And when you pick up the phone and you call the other person, you may start realizing that there is an area of compromise. Sometimes it's not. But before you jump into any litigation, you have one of the most important elements that has to be satisfied. And that is the element of conviction. Your client has to have conviction before he causes you to march on and file a lawsuit. Because you don't ever want the client to say, wow, what if I woulda, coulda, shoulda called, made a phone call, had a meeting. Frankly, I need to have that conviction. Because I know that because of the 80% factor that we have, and because we're so well connected, and we know so many people, and so many lawyers, and so many business people, and have so many resources, we know that the chances that we have of resolving the dispute before it gets out of hand is extremely high. Yes, there are those times in which some things just have to have their day in court. But typically, as years go on, and as our team of people that we know and our resources, the people we work with together increases, the chances of the case ultimately going to a trial get substantially increased.